Hi, it's Mike from Flex Radio. I want to quickly, well, it's not going to be quickly, run through the features coming out in 3.9. I'm going to show you 6 new features that come out. They are, first off, adaptive pre-distortion or SmartSignal. We're releasing this in a beta format. It means you can play with it. It doesn't, for sideband signals, works fairly well. The amplifier support is not yet integrated. That's coming, so you can still run it at 100 watts. You can still use it with your amplifier. We're just not sampling off the back of the amplifier yet. With APD, we have a two-tone feature where you can do two-tone rather than single-tone audio tests for IMD testing. It's sort of handy. Next thing is Tuner Genius integration, where you can now see the tuner in your SmartSDR and the Maestro. So you can turn it in and out of standby, etc. We've added the analog meters. For those of you that would like to make use of analog meters, you can see them in the SmartSDR and the Maestro. Sort of handy. Profiles are now optional autosave. So you can save your profiles automatically, or you can manually go in and save them. Your choice. And lastly, I'll talk a little bit about USB pass-through and how you can bring back RS232 data from remote devices like tuners, watt meters, antenna controllers, etc. This only works with RS232 devices. That means it has to have a cable that has a DB9 on it. It won't work with devices that have only a USB connection. So let's have a look. All right, the first thing we want to go over is adaptive pre-distortion. Now on SmartSDR on the left, I'm only showing the panels that we're going to be worried about in this talk. So we've got APD. You can turn it on and off here, and you notice it goes from available to calibrate. And because it's adaptive, it'll automatically calibrate. You can actually leave this on all the time. It's generally only used for sideband, so nothing to worry about there. And if you're on digital modes or CW, you can just leave it turned on. It doesn't make any difference. On the Maestro, you're going to push down the TX menu button. Now, you'd probably, if you don't know what that button is, it's the middle button on the right-hand side, the one we use for mic gain, CW speed, and RF power. Well, if you click on it and push it in, you're going to bring up this TX menu. Again, it's right here. You'll see if I turn it on and off, it echoes what's going on in SmartSDR. Yes, we're doing a multiflex connection. If you don't know what multiflex is, it allows 2 clients to use the radio at the same time anywhere in the HF spectrum. So we'll get rid of our menu on the Maestro, and we want to watch for up here it says it's in calibrate, over here it says in calibrate. We put the radio in transmit 1 2 3 3 2 1. So now you can see, because I was on the Maestro here, that we have an active APD here on the Maestro. So if you change your RF power or you change your frequency, I believe by 10 or 20 kilohertz, it will turn off. And just as a simple thing, I'm going to go to the Maestro and drop the power down, and you'll see it goes back to calibrate. So any change in RF power causes that. So that's adaptive pre-distortion. Again, it's in beta. You're going to find some things work. You're going to find some things don't work. Feature number 2 is you can now do a 2-tone test in IMD for IMD testing. We go to the menu, we can go into the transmit menu on the Maestro, and you're going to select single or 2-tone. On the SmartSDR, a bit different screen here because something changed since I recorded the original video. To do a 2-tone test on Windows, you need to go into Radio Setup and then TX, and look for this tune mode. Just set it to dual or 2-tone, and then when you hit tune, it will generate a 2-tone signal. Item 3 is the Tuner Genius integration. You turn it on and off in the Maestro the same way you do the PGXL. We can flip it in and out of standby or operate. In the menu, there is a Tuner Genius menu. And on SmartSDR, you bring up the tune button here, and you can operate whatever standby, bypass, and you can see the values here and generate a tune signal. Item 4 is the analog meters. If you click on meters on the Maestro, you can turn it off with analog. You can click with your fingertip and step through a variety of options. And over on SmartSDR, you can actually pick whether you want power, SWR level, or compression, etc. And what you want in for your receiver. All right, here's a cool one: profile autosave. Let's look at this on SmartSDR. If I was to change my mic level or my RF power, you see I'm going to change my RF power. This little disky thing comes up, indicates unsaved changes to TX profile. Click to save. Do I want to save? Yes. And if we go into profiles, profile manager, you can go to autosave and turn that on or off. So now your mic and transmit profiles don't get mucked about. And the same thing is true on the Maestro. Profiles are a bit more complicated, but if I go into my Maestro and I'm going to increase my power all the way up on this whatever this transmit profile is, and we can go look at that in TX menu. It's a bit more of a few more steps in the Maestro, but my transmit profile, well, it was called default, so that's not good. So I'll flip over to one of the other ones, and now I'm going to adjust my RF power. You actually have to take a little bit of an extra step. You're going to go from menu to profiles, and we're going to transmit profile. We're going to see that it's got this dot. I was adjusting this one, and I'm going to actually have to create, or a resave. That's how you save updated profiles. We'll go over to mic here. For mic gain, if we go over to here, you'll see it's changed. I just need to create it, and that's a resave. So that's how the autosave feature with profiles work. You'll have to work that into your workflow. And the last thing we're going to talk about is for remote operators only. This is, I think, probably the only people that might want to use this, is USB pass-through. USB pass-through allows you to put hardware out on the end of the radio at your remote site. That may be something like right here, which would be a rotor controller, a watt meter with RS232, a tuner, an amplifier, and plug it into the back of the radio and bring that data to the PC application for that device. So we don't write that. This is specific to the hardware you might be using. You can have as many as these cables on the back of the radio as you like, although you will have to use a USB powered hub, a good one. I always look for things in metal cases. This document tells you how to set it up. It echoes it all the way back to SmartSDR CAT in the PC, and you'll see it show up here on as a pass-through device in CAT when you add that port. I'll move me out of the way. And on the radio, when you go into radio setup, you'll see this new cable. You're going to set it up as a pass-through device. You're going to go in there and edit it and change the baud rate to match what the vendor wants. And over here, you're going to create a new CAT port, and that'll create a new RS232 port pair. And in this case, in this test, it was called COM12. I was using it for my LP100 watt meter, and then I run the LP100 watt meter here locally, which works out really well. So that's what USB pass-through is all about. That's the update on 3.9. Currently 18. It might be 19 before it makes it out to public, so the minor version doesn't matter much. Enjoy it. Have some fun with it. Lots of performance improvements, and you'll see that, as we said, APD SmartSignal's in beta. There is no amplifier support for it yet, but we're getting to it. 73 Mike, VA3MW. Good DX.